Welcome, everyone. My name is Danny Ross, and I'm going to be your host today for the AI Lunch and Learn. For those of you who have been with us for a little while, we've moved it from Tuesdays to Wednesdays. We're relaunching it, so this is going to be fun over the next couple of weeks as we rebuild everybody, getting everybody used to coming on Wednesdays instead of Tuesdays. So, as we go forward here, I'm going to talk a little bit about AI in general. I'm going to talk about what's new and exciting. I'm going to talk about the types of things that our businesses can use to continue to build up. So, from our last week's session, we kind of talked about a few things: how to create your first agent, get started running your first task, improving your workflow, and expanding from there. If you happened to have missed our call last week, we are, of course, on YouTube. And let me go ahead and share those links. And we also have updates in the Buildbiz platform. Let me get these in here for you, our important links that we share every week. And the one that I wanted to specifically discuss or show you was our YouTube link. And it's also available in the buildbiz.ai platform. So I'm going to share that quickly here. All right, so those are some of our popular links. Let's get this housekeeping stuff out of the way. Here's the website, and we are 118 videos right now. So here's the 513 video, the 520 video. So you can go up and watch the previous ones. So yeah. My VA is on top of it right now. And so she is doing a wonderful job of keeping us up to date. We're really having fun with that. In the AI Lunch and Learn itself, we've updated all of this stuff. If I scroll all the way to the bottom, here's the last two links and the topics associated with those. And you can, in the platform, the BuildBiz.ai platform, enter it that way. So you can sign up if you have not. It's 7 days free, and then you can jump on. So we've got a bunch of tools in here you can utilize for your business. Okay, let's get going here. Welcome, everyone. And so we started last week. We just built out that first AI tool, AI agent, and we got started with just kind of understanding the concept of the difference between an agent and a chatbot. In a nutshell, a chatbot will have a conversation with you. You go back and forth with it. It can be anything, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, etc. So you're just having those conversations. Then the next step is now I want to have it do something. I'm going to give it a role. I want it to do that specific task. I'm going to give it the goal of what I want it to do, and then have it be able to be repeatable. So automatically we get that to happen once a day, once an hour, once a week, however often that we want to set up the frequency of that, and that it will create whatever the content is that I wanted to create, go out and do the research that I wanted to do. Every time we do want to make sure that we have the concept of the AI super self, where you are that human being in the loop that is always reviewing anything before it goes out to the public on your behalf. So again, you as the human, you can offload the work, the task itself, but then you're the human that has to manage that whole process. Now, in the chat, if this is your very, very first time here, please go ahead and drop a one in the chat. I like to know when we have new visitors to our AI Lunch and Learn. That way I can kind of gauge how many people have been here before. I definitely see some names that are familiar, and then we see some new names. Okay, I'm going to just call you JM. I don't want to mess up your first name. And so welcome, welcome. It's so funny because the group itself, as I said, is getting acclimated to jumping on Wednesdays instead of Tuesdays. So welcome. My contact information is on there if you want to reach out to me at any time. If you have questions or anybody has questions, please go ahead and drop them in the chat. I like to make this as interactive as possible as we keep rolling through. Old AI, ask a question, get an answer, copy paste. And so new AI, We want to assign a role, give the AI a kind of a goal or workflow that we want it to accomplish. We review the output, improve the system, and then repeat the process. So this is where businesses can start to leverage everything that we're building upon. And so I'm building this towards a specific thing. So for example, we can build our AI agents towards sales and marketing. You can build your AI towards being a back-end business operational type of tool. So we want to be able to say, hey, I have a specific function I want you to accomplish, or I'm building up an army of these AI agents to make my business or my personal life more efficient and more effective. More and more of these tools are going to be built into our operating systems. It's going to be built into our phones. It's going to be built into the back end, the CRM systems. So AI is everywhere. I've been in this space. Originally, it was called machine learning. Then it went to supervised machine learning. Then it went to generative AI with the release of many of these tools that we're very, very familiar with, ChatGPT, et cetera. And now it is agentic. The age of agentic AI started last year, and it's every day there is a new agentic tool that's being launched. Google just had their developer conference where, 90% of what they talked about was Gemini, their AI tool. I mentioned in my last class, for the last 2 months or so, I joined Tesla. Tesla is evolving into a AI company, effectively speaking. Everything is AI. When we think about robots and things like that, everything is going to be based on the artificial intelligence component of that. And so that's one of the reasons why I joined them, is because I wanted to continue working in the AI space. And one of the things that we don't think about is AI can come in many different forms. And so this new agentic model requires you to give it the framework, the goals, and where you want it to go, and then it'll go out and start building stuff and doing things for you. So in the case of Tesla, they're building robo-taxis or robo-cabs. And those are going to be robots, if you will, on four wheels, meaning you tell it where you want to go, it figures out how to drive through the streets and get you there. So there's a specific task to that robot, if you will. And then they're going to build humanoid robots that are more generic in general, in that they're humanoid shaped, so they can kind of fit in the spaces that we fit in, and they don't have a specific task. They'll be able to do multiple tasks. They're still, to me, 2 years out, maybe 1 year, 2 years out before they actually become a in-home reality, if you will. They're going to probably start in the factories doing their thing there. So I say all of that to say all of these different technologies that we label AI have come from a root that's 20 years old and kind of built towards where we are today, and it's accelerating every day. So it's fun and exciting to watch. So when someone says to you, "Hey, do you use AI?" If you have a phone in your hand, you use AI. So don't you know you don't have to do something specific these days to be using AI in your life. So this is why we're trying to learn how to maximize the effect. We're trying to build our own customized, personalized versions of all of these AI tools that are out there. So the concept that we're talking about today is we're going to build an AI business pod, right? So we, as the leaders of the team, we're going to hire some agents to do specific things. I'm building this slowly because week after week, I want you to kind of be able to understand the concepts and things that we kind of go towards each week. So this week, we're going to say, okay, last week we built one starting point of an AI agent. We set the foundation. So now we're going to start building out a team. In this case, I'm going to keep it simple and business related, but all of these can absolutely be completely customized for your particular type of business, your particular personal goals. So those types of things. If not, it's fine. This one, there we go. And I'm taking votes on whether you guys want me to bring back the Tuesday evening class I used to have, which was a truly beginner class as well. So I'll drop that in chat. So that's a beginner AI workshop. So if whoever's interested and happen to be in the Atlanta area, because I know I have callers, a lot of them are from ABC. And so that's going to be a fun one, because we're going to do that in person. And we're going to take our time to help out people who are unfamiliar with AI get familiar with AI. So those are our three teammates. And then I always like to include and stay foundational in our Drive.ai framework. And the purpose of it is everything we do from a marketing, sales and marketing point of view follows this. So again, finding the right teammates, defining their roles and instructions, using it to reach out and grow our businesses, right? That's what we are doing every week. Using it to create repeatable workflows that run consistently every week. Let me make this text a little bigger. There we go. Hopefully it all fit in here, and I'll scroll down a little bit. Validate, review, and improve every output before it reaches a customer. Very important part I mentioned earlier. And then as we do this, we're going to expand and continue to grow it out. Okay. So one owner, and then three AI teammates. So again, you can hire three people to work for you for $20 a month. In the case of ChatGPT, I think Perplexity and Claude also have the same price point for the next up versions, but you can run most of this in the free versions of those tools. So again, you can spend a minimal amount of money to have, AI agents that are working for you every week. And so these are the concepts that we're leaning into here. So and by the way, I'm going to share this deck with you. And let me also just go ahead and drop the workbook for this week. Where is the pod workbook? Business owner. There we go. Business pod. I'm going to drop that in. So this is something new that we've added when we move to Wednesday. I give you guys a workbook every week so that you are always able to continue building on the prompts and things. Please don't get distracted playing with the workbook right now. But here's some prompts for you. I'm also going to include this ChatGPT thread, so you'll have it. So don't worry about taking copious notes. We are going to keep you in the loop as we go along. So you're going to become a strategist. Concern everybody has is AI going to replace me in my job? Generally speaking, we don't want to look at it that way. What we want to look at it is AI is going to enhance whatever it is that you're doing. Is there some reality that you may have to adjust to incorporate AI? Sure. That's also a reality. So what's great about that, though, is the things that AI is really, really, really good at, humans are generally bad at, meaning taking things like massive amounts of data and compressing it into a summary in 2 minutes, or taking a nugget of an idea and expanding based on all of its training, based on all of it, what it knows about you to create meaningful content and images and things like that. AI is really, really good at that. What AI is not necessarily as good at is the human aspect of data, meaning it kind of understands humans in the sense of it's been trained on a lot of patterns and things that makes it seem like it understands us, but the reality, it is not. It's still a computer, it's still software. It emulates things to make it feels like it's warm and fuzzy towards you, but it really isn't. So your job as the human is to put that humanization into the content that you're creating. It's your job to handle the creativity, coming up with the new ideas. It's great to get AI to help you come up with ideas. It's really good at that. And the reason for that is it's been trained on trillions of sets of data. It knows pretty much everything that's officially, quote unquote, on the internet. But when it comes to your unique secret sauce, it's a great helper, but it's still your job to guide it and figure it out. So set the goal, define what the success looks like, give the AI the context that is specific to you, your brand, your voice. You approve everything, you check the accuracy, you protect the brand, and decide what gets used, right? So let's start with our first prompt. So we're going to define my business pod. So we're going to copy, customize, and paste this prompt into your AI tool of choice, and then we're going to fill in all of the brackets and things like that. Now, I'm going to cheat only because we only have a few minutes here. So I'm going to do a couple of things to accelerate this, but this prompt here is what we're going to use as the foundation for this next step. So I'm going to drop that into the chat, but it'll be in the workbook and it will be in the chat thread itself. So I'm going to make sure you have it. And so let's launch a new chat here. Boom, boom, boom. Using my buddy. And I'm going to do it in two places. I'm going to run it here where we can go ahead and actually describe the business, right? So this is what we can do here, where we actually talk about any particular business. So if anybody would like to volunteer, if you want to give me in the chat the answers to these three bracketed questions. My business is, my audience is, and my main goal is. Now, you're saying, Danny, I'm not going to be able to come up with all of this in such a short period of time. Now, if you were on last week or the week before, I gave out homework. Part of that homework was you need to do the interview prompt, and I gave that prompt out. So for JM, let me give you the interview prompt. I give it out every week, and the reason why is it's a foundational prompt. And if you run this prompt in your favorite, in your favorite AI tool, the AI would literally be able to answer these questions for you. All right. So you don't have to do it. So what is the interview prompt for the new people? And it is essentially having the AI pretend it's a reporter. So we're going to set the context of the role that it's an experienced journalist. It's a pro at doing this brand voice interview. And you want it to interview you about your business or your mission if you're a nonprofit, and kind of talk to you and ask you questions to draw out of you what all of your business is about, right? So that's the idea. We'll build it out even faster. So run that prompt and build it all out. Then when you take this particular prompt here, you can drop it into the thread where you did and taught the AI and trained the AI about your business. So you literally can just say, instead of my business is, use, use this thread, everything above in the thread to answer these questions, right? So I love technology. I've been in the technology space for about 30 years. So whenever this sort of stuff happens, I just chuckle. But yeah, projects are down again. Let me refresh one. Well, it's still refreshing. So it's flashed my projects and then it went away. So we learned about projects last week, which is essentially a big file folder where you can keep track of all of your different projects you're working. All right, here we go. It has resumed. So we're going to go in here and we're going to drop this prompt in there, and maybe we'll get a 50% success rate. We'll find out. But I love doing things live, and it's the difference. It's always an adventure, right? And I'll drop that thread in there, and I'll just tell it, instead of my business is, I can tell it to say use. Wow, it totally just went away. Wow, wow. It's suffering. So whatever is happening with Cloudflare or one of these other big hosting companies, not hosting company, but what's the word I'm looking for? It has a couple of purposes. Cloudflare's job is multiple, but they're massive. They manage the interactions between probably a million websites. I mean, they're huge, huge. And so when they are acting up, everything acts up at the same time. It's really pretty powerful stuff. So anyway, it's apparently having a major meltdown because, like I said, my stuff, there it goes. It's back. I don't even know if I should bother clicking on it. Let's try again. All right, I clicked on it. It's thinking about it. It's still spinning though, so that's not a good sign. So anyway, let's see if we could get something done with our prompting here. Nope. All right, we might have to do this in a new thread because it does know me on multiple threads. So let me try using just a regular thread, and then I'll put the prompt into that regular thread. There we go. If projects are acting up, we can maybe do it this way. All right, so I can tell it use info above, right? In other words, instead of me having to type all this in, I'm going to tell it to use the info above and try it that way. And so once you do that interview prompt, my whole point of this is if you use that interview prompt, you can save time on things like this, where you're just telling it to use the information above in the same thread to run with. It's going to run there. Let's get another Chat GPT instance running. And we're going to run Rick's answers in that one. Let's see, we can grab this stuff here. All right. I might actually throw it in another browser if maybe it's browser related. Sometimes when you get errors when you're doing things online like this, sometimes it could be browser related. So it's always good to test it in another browser, just to see. All right. So let's see. Rick says here, building business credit. I'm going to grab that first answer, describe business. Building business credit, and then the second answer, SMBs, share my solution. And then we got that. Then what's your main goal, Rick? I don't think I see that answer yet. Let's see if it died on me or not. Oh, look at that. AI Business Pod for Digital Express. Sometimes miracles do occur. So even though the projects area is having a meltdown, looks like the regular chat thread is working. So one vision, three AI teammates, infinite leverage. Your business already sits at the intersection of AI. In other words, it knows based on the information that I was having a conversation about Digital Express AI, who my audience is, right? It knows the primary goal for what I'm trying to do and help businesses with more leads, more consultations, more AI training enrollments, and of course, more revenue, always more revenue. So, my marketing AI agent is going to be called the Intention Builder. Dun, 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 dun. And wow, it's gone. Well, it worked for 3.5 seconds. So we'll see if it comes back. Oh, all right. Someone else is joining. Okay, so all right, let me see. In the thread, you wrote 12:30. Yeah, I just wrote share my solution. Okay, let's see. All right, if we go back here. All right, let's try the second one. Yep, SMBs. My main goal is share my solution. Okay, cool. All right, and then let's cheat a little bit. Rick, put your website in the chat thread, please. Since I don't know your business, I'm going to let you do it that way. That's probably the fastest way. Here is my website. And this way we have what we need. Copy and paste. Perfect. So now the AI can review that quickly to help us with, the rest of the information. So let's see if we can get this thread to run. And wow, my website, it was working perfectly. And now it's gone. Let's see if we go back a page. Nope. Wow, that sucks. Okay, so based on your positioning as assurance business concepts, I make no promises as to whether this thread will stay live. Okay, based on AI business pod structure, educate SMB owners becoming bankable, generated qualified leads and move prospects into funding. So you see what it did. It basically took a look at the website, took a look at the basic three things that we entered in as our goals and who we are, and it's giving us three AI teammates. So in this case, remember the whole purpose of this is you are the main owner of the business, and now you want to build three AI agents to help you. So this is your authority, building and leading generator, business credit, vendor credit, funding, readiness, and so on and so forth, responsibilities. We're teaching it. This is your first AI teammate. This is the first agent, right? We're going to build three agents associated with this. It's going to build authority and it's going to help you get leads. That's what its job is going to be. Here's the specifics, and this is what we talked about last week. You have to be very, very specific when you're creating an agent, giving it its roles and responsibilities. What is it going to do? So it's going to create LinkedIn posts, Facebook educational posts, short form scripts. It's going to use AEO and SEO. So SEO is search engine optimization. It's the old school marketing, and then AEO is AI engine optimization or answer engine optimization, where you're involving not only Google, which is SEO primarily, was. Now, of course, they have Gemini, so now they're in the AI space as well with Gemini, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, right? Lead generation, so you can create some giveaways, right? 7 mistakes that make business unbankable, and so on and so forth. You create those PDFs, or it might be pulling it from your website. Then you're going to give it tasks. These are the things that I want you to do every day. That's where AI shines. Every day, I want you to give me a new LinkedIn post. Every day, I want you to give me a Facebook post. Every day, and so on and so forth. And you can actually automate. So we build AI apps that help you automate the next step, right? For example, I'm building this, we're on the end of this website build. It's called Legacy Beats. And what it allows you to do is take a video, upload it, the AI will scan the video, take out highlights and shorts. You take those highlights and shorts and you drop them into your social media. And so the purpose of this is this organization, this company I'm building this app for, they are the company that owns the rights. They created the group Digital Underground. Tupac launched in there, and so on and so forth. There's a history, and then they manage 4 or 5 other music industry music entities. So anyway, the point is they want to be able to upload their archives of videos and things like that, and then launch them out to TikTok to grow new interest. And they got some new projects coming, and so on and so forth. So the point is, I brought you here to say you can also have AI automatically post to your social media. So as I built this app to incorporate APIs that will basically take the large video, make them into shorts and reels, and then have the AI automatically post those on a schedule out to it. So just like this app is doing, we can build, or you can have built into your website, the functionality where it will immediately post the content that you approve to these different social media. So that's what you want to do, is you want to have the agent help you create the content and then also help you post the content, because most of our businesses fall down where we're not doing consistent marketing, where we have a new post every week. I was just speaking with a gentleman, and the first thing he says when I was looking at his blog post section was, I haven't posted in a while. Every business is guilty of that, because we all have businesses and things that we're doing, and we just don't have time. And so the idea of creating the automation so that the automation will then help you create the content quickly on a regular schedule. Remember that Drive framework is about that repeatability of it. And then have the automation then post it out to everything. So now, what happens when you get those posts out there is, this is the thing I also teach, is where they land and they come back to your website is critical that your landing page is ready for that traffic. Because if it's still just information that you put up 5 years ago and never updated, that's not good, right? And it also won't be found by ChatGPT and the other. So it's really important that you create new content, you have all of the right formatting and context, and then when this website traffic starts coming to you, you can measure the success. So you have to have a website framework that can measure success, okay? In a regulated industry, you have to be very, very careful about accuracy. You have to make sure that your wording is compliance. So I'm in a few different regulated industries as part of my other work. So for example, I'm a tech chair for Empire Board of Realtors here in Georgia. And in the real estate game, there's certain things you can say and certain things you can't say. And that also applies to financial institutions. So you have to train the AI on the industry that you're in, the state laws that you're in, and make sure that your content doesn't vary outside of the box that is set up there. So it's really important. Your sales AI teammate, now what this is going to do is it's going to get the feedback or the forums filled from different visitors. It's people interested in things. And so you want to be able to have the AI do a quick qualification to help you with analyzing those forums, identify how ready are they to do business with you, categorize the leads. Where are they in the sales funnel? If you don't know what any of that means, just get with me on a one-on-one and I'll help you understand the sales funnels. But the important thing we want to do is grow revenue, and the AI can definitely help us. It can automatically draft follow-ups. In the links, I'm going to drop the links one more time. Oops, there we go. In the links, the last one is an email AI agent called Leadbiz. I built this one a while back, and its job is to not only send outreach, meaning send emails for you. So again, the AI can help you create the email, and then the AI can help you send. So it's an agent, effectively, a sales agent, specifically in the email space. And so it can send that email. What's great is it can do all of that work and personalize each email as it goes out for each person that you're sending it to. So it's a little different. So that helps you get into the inbox and not end up in the promotional box or end up in the spam folder. So AI is helping you with the outreach. And then more importantly, it's helping you with the initial responses to those emails. So it works 24 hours a day. So whenever somebody sends you an email, instead of them waiting, if they send it at 9 p.m., waiting until the next morning for some sort of a response, the AI can respond immediately to their query, right? You train it on your business, and then it knows your business and can do that initial response. It'll send you an email as well, of course, letting you know that you got a new contact that's interested. But then, just as importantly, it immediately responds to that customer, which improves your conversion rates. And it can actually do things like put people on your calendar, right? So this is all what I mean by having a powerful AI agent working for you, and that's what Leadbiz does. So let's see how it's doing with Rick's business here. Weekly tasks. So these are the things you want the AI to do for you. Respond to inbound leads, create follow-up messages, score incoming prospects, and generate consultation prep notes. So based on what they say, it can help you when you do reach back out to them already be prepared, because it's giving you the things that they asked for, and then it can also set up your notes for that call so you're prepared for that next conversation. And then, of course, you can do things like review your pipeline and so on and so forth. So that's your sales agent. I'm going to share this thread with everybody, so don't worry. So you can kind of have it as an example. And then what you should do to review is just telling you, make sure what you got to be careful of. And then your operations AI teammate, right? So this AI's job is to handle and work with the sales AI for workflow automation. So things like, if you build a website, let's say we build you an app for onboarding new clients and plugging it into a CRM system. So you can have the AI take that form, create a new contact in your CRM system, basically put in all of the nice salesy type things, as why they contacted you, where did it come from, all of those types of things, and build them all out. You can build standard operating procedures of what you do and what you do not allow your AI to do, and train it on those things. And then, of course, it can manage task reminders. These are things that AI is really good at, and you can offload to them. And then some of this stuff, if you don't know what a KPI is, don't worry about it. It's just a methodology of tracking success and not success, progress reporting, and so on, knowledge management. So if you're in this space where you know what those things are, don't worry about it if you're not. We can help you with all of that. So anyway, the point is you can run those 3 different AIs, and you can run them in any of these different tools. I love the way that ChatGPT is recommending other AI tools. I find that kind of funny. I love AI in the sense that it's perfectly aware of its competition. And depending on how you speak to it, it'll tell you. Research and summaries, perplexity.ai is the tool it's recommending. I thought that's hilarious. Go high level is really, really good, but it's also really, really a steep learning curve. Same thing with Zapier. Buffer is better and easier to use. Descript is one of the links that I gave you for AI video content. Canva is like the Swiss Army tool of AI content creation. Notion is a task management tool to keep your knowledge in. Do you need all of these tools? No. You can actually do a lot of this basic stuff, different things, including the agents and the apps that you can build But depending on your scale of your business, how large your business is, things like Go High Level can be very highly effective. I have like 7,000 emails in my Go High Level, and the reason I use that tool is because I can get a lot of detail on my CRM system. You don't necessarily need that if your business is just starting. You don't necessarily need that level of automation. Again, we can talk one-on-one if you want to reach out to me about AI tools. I can help you on any daily basis, just kind of figure out where you need to go and what you need to do. So the next thing AI is really good at is giving you suggested plans. So in this case, it's giving me things that we need to build. Let's start with our marketing, sales follow-up templates, and our CRM workflows. Week 2, let's get going on getting all of the educational content about our business in place. Week 3, let's work on how to automate all this fun stuff. So we set up our success dashboards, right? KPI. How are we doing, right? Following up on that stuff. Optimization is next, and then going around and around. So it's going to give us really good information and data. So that's from one short little prompt, and I'm going to grab the link and drop it in the chat just so you can kind of see the framework. You're going to want to run that prompt against your own business, of course, not Rick's business. But the point of it is this prompt is really simple, but it lets you create your pod in a very simple, easy way. I really like that prompt. It's a good prompt. Again, the more context you give it. So if you do that interview prompt first, is my recommendation. Start with the interview prompt for any of these threads. And then the AI will learn your business, your methodology. And then you can just say, hey, use the whole, the hour worth of work that we did earlier. And instead of filling in each bracket, just tell it, use the information above, and it'll use that to fill it out, and it'll be better and more tailored towards you. So, all right. So the drive methodology applied to your teammates, right? Social media posts, email drafts, content ideas, and repurpose content. Turn one piece of content into multiple formats and posts. This is really a pro tip. So the idea is you have the AI first take your interview, create something, a blog post. Let's say we create a blog post. So we create that blog post, and then we say to the AI, this is a really good blog post. You go in and edit it, make it human, make it more powerful, make it exactly what you want it to be. And then you say to it, okay, great. Now let's turn this into a social media campaign. I'm going to be using Facebook, LinkedIn, IG, whatever your favorite social media area is. Help me write a post for each one of those based on this blog post. Then you take that blog post and say, okay, now we're going to create a video. So you're in a tool like Leadbiz, and you're using our Create AI video tool. So that's this one here. I can take that tool and have it create a video. I was on with a customer earlier today, and she has a really fun idea for inviting people to the FIFA here in Atlanta. And so it's a really interesting idea, and you can create a video in a couple of minutes. This one is for I have a cleaning company customer. So
Stop cleaning your house every weekend and stop carrying the weight of it. You notice everything. The dishes undone, the floors not quite clean, the bathroom never right. The thought lingers all week. I need to clean until later becomes exhaustion and frustration. Your home should be a place to exhale, not another responsibility chasing you. Now imagine walking into a home that is calm, fresh, and handled. Everything clean, everything in place, nothing waiting for you. That is what Clean Wizard delivers, and it is not a typical cleaning service. Most people tried doing it themselves, dealt with no-shows or crammed chores into packed schedules. We built a structured system with detailed checklists, reliable pros, and consistency you can count on. Book online in minutes with instant pricing, no calls, no back and forth, no guesswork. After your first clean, you stop thinking about cleaning and get your evenings and weekends back. If you are ready for a home that finally feels right, book your Clean Wizard home cleaning now.
So that's a simple call to action kind of video you can do in a couple of minutes using this tool. No experience required, because literally the AI is just going to read everything you type in here. It's going to generate all these images. And by the way, you can replace the images with something that you like better. And it has a call to action at the end. So you can drop this into your social media posts. You can drop it in portrait mode or landscape mode, depending on where you're putting it. But you can create these videos in 10, 15 minutes with the help of AI, and you can blast them out everywhere on a weekly basis. So that's what I mean by having the right tool to do the job. And again, you don't have to have any AI experience. You don't have to have any video editing experience, but this is a simple video tool that you can get out there in a couple of minutes, right? So that's what I've always been talking about.
Ever had a blow dryer comb pop off right in the middle of your hair? You're halfway through a section, it slips, you stop, reattach, and start all over again. For decades, women with thick, curly, and natural hair have had to fight tools that weren't designed for them. One stylist finally said, "Enough." After years behind the chair, she saw broken attachments, frustrated clients, and precious minutes lost.
So you see the idea, and then you can go in and fix that repeat. All right. You can go here and let's see, where was that repeat? Yep, there we go, right here. You could fix that repeat. And so now you can go and you can basically take that and immediately redo your video. A couple of seconds, boom, the video is back and ready to go. You download it, upload it into social media, and hand it off to your automation to post that video for you. So think about it from a week's workflow. You can write a new script you have your blog post, you turn it into social media posts, you turn that same blog post into a video script, ask AI, hey, give me a 30-second video promotion script for my business, to drop it into a tool like this Create AI video tool. Boom, it's up there and you're on to your next thing. So you can do this yourself in about half an hour and you have a whole email marketing campaign. You could do it in an hour, create the whole week's worth of marketing campaigns, and then have it scheduled to be dropped on these days and this time. So that's where the AI automation comes in so that you're not manually doing this. And that's what I meant by repurpose your content. I'll pause here, see if there's any questions. We got about 8 minutes left in this lesson. Anybody have any questions? Please feel free to go ahead and drop them into the chat, or you can raise your hand. That's one of the things I changed in the formatting of our weekly training. I've made it a little bit more interactive. So this is the marketing teammate now. So you're going to give it your business description. That's where the interview comes from. It's going to learn your ideal customer. It's going to learn your offer and your tone. It's going to help you create weekly content and content examples and so on. So clear input creates better output. Garbage in, garbage out. That's an old computer term, right? Whatever you give into a computer, the same stuff you're going to get out. So turn one business idea into a visibility engine. So social media posts, video scripts, email, newsletter, FAQs, and call to actions have to be extremely clear, and they're conversational, and they have to be on every page of your website. Okay, so it's really, really, really important. That's what gets you a lot of traction. So this website, I showed this last week, I believe. What's nice about this website is we really vamped up the information that's available in the FAQ section. And this is what the AI actually sees and reads. It doesn't actually look at the pretty pictures on your website. It doesn't care about any of that. All it cares about is, are you the authority for cleaning on the Treasure Coast in this particular example? And so by putting this conversational information, the AI can quickly figure out who it is you serve, where is your business. When somebody searches, I need a cleaning company in Port St. Lucie, it's very targeted and very specific. So the only way you can be found by the AI is if you explain explicitly where you are, what you do, all of the types of things that people are going to ask about your business. You have all of these answers on your website. So if you don't have a powerful, strong FAQ section, you're going to not be found by AI. So these are the things we tell you to build in all of the time. The pretty pictures are for the human that's visiting your website. And we put that up there because it doesn't necessarily immediately deliver content to the user. It's not that kind of a video. But what it does do is you're just sitting there going, oh, that's pretty nice. And it just calms you down and puts you into the mood for what it is that you're ultimately trying to do. In this case, you're selling your cleaning company and how good you are. And the video, while not being specifically loud, shouting loudly about that, it does that job. Same thing with if you're in the business and you have vacation rentals, the vacation rental page is about, again, same thing. It's creating a certain kind of image for both the people that are looking for cleaning companies and for types of businesses that you clean for. So you set that expectation. And so that's what we mean by the content visually has to match all of this stuff. And then if I go down to the bottom, here's all the FAQs again that the AI is looking for, right? Do you support property, Airbnb type businesses and things? Yes, comprehensive answer on every page related to the content. And that's what we're talking about. You need to be able to deliver. So if I look at all of this, yes, all of these things are really, really important. Sales AI Teal, the last teammate. All right. So this is the last one. So its purpose has to be, I want you to follow up a message automatically for me. I want to help you. We're going to create call scripts that we're going to use where it's doing outreach for me. It can be email, it can be calls, it can handle objections, people asking questions back and forth. Again, you build a comprehensive standard operating procedure document, you feed that into the AI. It can answer those questions on your behalf. And then next step suggestions based on the feedback that the AI gives. So I'll give you a good example. In that Leadbiz tool, I was doing an outreach where I sent out to my customers to find out, are they happy and do they want to have a one-on-one consultation with me? And so the AI sent out the emails. We got about a 38% open rate. And then because again, it was very targeted to my customers, so it basically resonated very well. People responded with yes, they're happy, or no, they're not happy with something. If they said yes, they're happy, then the AI automatically said, hey, great. Are you interested in expanding, upon that? And then it would suggest a calendar date, and the calendar date would basically pull people into doing the next step, then taking the next step. And so if they said they were not happy, then the AI could then ask more questions about what they were not happy about. So, but either way, the AI was handling the immediate response to, are you happy? And then going to the next step. And what was fun about the calendar stuff is AI is relentless. Without me touching anything, it would send out a suggestion in calendars. If they didn't respond, it would send it out again, adjusting for the date changes. In the third try, because I told it, don't ask more than 3 times, it would say, okay, I guess you're busy. We won't continue to pester you. But if they did respond and pick dates, let's say if they pick dates on my calendar that were no longer available, the AI can automatically change and adapt to that date, say, hey, here's a different time. Hopefully this works. And again, it can do that back and forth without me having to be involved. So that's what I mean by AI automation. So build a sales teammate. It can handle all of those things. So here's where we are going to turn a lead into a follow-up system. So have it be able to walk step by step through all of these. And I'm going to share this deck with you guys as well. Don't worry about taking notes. I love giving out this free stuff. Operations AI teammate, these are the same things that the AI teammate is going to do for you. This is the part that's important. It turns messy conversations and scattered ideas into clear execution plans, okay? So it's going to help you reduce that confusion, the things that you're struggling with because you're busy. It'll simplify all those things for you. And then we're going to wrap it up here. So turn messy notes into action plans. Again, I'm going to give you this. Don't worry about tracking it. So let's just finish up with our full AI business pod in action. So here's how all 3 teammates work together. Owner sets the goal. The marketing creates the promotional posts, email blasts. The sales will follow up with the responses from your sales funnel. Again, you have to build a really, really strong sales funnel. Actually, I might do a lesson just on that. That's really a good idea, helping you guys build good, strong sales funnels. Operation organizes it, and then owners review, and then the pod improves week after week. Okay, so we make sure we make it repeatable. Things to avoid, and we talked about some of this last week. Vague agents, you have to be very, very specific. Do not post things on your website without reviewing it. Even though AI is great, it makes mistakes, it hallucinates. AI, if it doesn't know the answer because it's helpful, it will just make stuff up. no context in prompts. So we do prompt training here all the time, the Create X method. There's many videos on our YouTube channel on using the Create method. So you want to learn how to prompt properly. We did a 4-week series of videos specifically about protecting your brand voice and what AI should be allowed to do and not do. You can check that out. It's also available via video. If you want those links, I can share those with you. These are all the things that are on the flip side of that. So your next steps, the new advantage starts this week. So this is what I want you guys to start doing this week. Please, please, please go out and just play with this stuff. Don't be afraid. You can't break anything. Just go ahead and actually run these prompts. Practice, practice, practice. Start with the interview prompt, and then from there we can go. So I think I'll put a note to myself. Next week we'll talk about how to build a good, effective AI-based sales funnel and how to do with that information when you do create a really effective sales funnel and you start getting businesses in. So I'll pause here, see if there's any last questions. We did pretty good today on time. Does anybody have any questions? And let me share this link for you guys. Copy the share link. And here's the deck for you guys. So you have the workbook, you have this, you have the ChatGPT link. You cannot say you do not get a lot of good information out of 1 hour of your time. All right. So we have that. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, we'll get together at 2 o'clock. All right. Anybody else have any questions? Okay, perfect. I appreciate you guys jumping on here on Wednesdays. And as I said, we're going to continue to build your businesses using AI, grow your revenue using AI. If you want one-on-one with me, please just go ahead and send me a calendar invite, and I'm happy to jump on with you and help you either rebuild your website if you have a website that needs some help you build an AI app from the ground up. We are very good at that. We have both the human and the AI virtual assistants that can help you build your business. Those are all things that we offer as well. So everybody, I want you to have a great rest of your week and have a good one. All right. Bye-bye, everyone.